I will call the meeting to order. Welcome to the March 24th, 2026 City Council meeting. Members of the public may attend the City Council meeting in person or may watch or listen remotely by viewing the meeting on Channel 8 WCTV at the city's website at wayzata.org/WCTV. Public comment to the public forum or public hearing portions of the meeting may be provided in person at the meeting in advance or by logging into the Teams call and raising your hand at the public hearing. When your name is called in the meeting, you'll be seen and heard at our council chambers and cable channel. You'll be asked to unmute, turn your camera on, and then begin your comments. All public comments should include your first name only and the neighborhood or group that you're representing. Next on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, and if I could ask everyone to stand if you're able and follow along. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next is our roll call. Let the record reflect that the entire council is present this evening. I will note for the record that earlier we participated at the council and staff level in a workshop and discussed the following topics. Discussion of Tonka boat rentals proposal for use of commercial rental of the Broadway docks. Discussion of Steamboat Minnetonka request for a port of call from the charter port docks. Discussion of the revisions to subdivision ordinance amendment related to park dedication fees, and then review of future workshop agenda topics. Next, we need to approve tonight's agenda. I would need a motion to approve the agenda as is, or does anyone want to make any changes?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in those favors say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes 5-0. Next is our public forum. We have 2 items on our public forum tonight. And just as a reminder for those in the public in attendance tonight and you're interested in speaking, please state your first name and the group that you're representing and limit your comment to 3 minutes. If it is on the agenda, fill out a form at the table in the back and hand it to staff. If you're watching on Teams, you can raise your hand and be heard in the council chambers. Again, we also require your camera to be turned on. So the first item on our public forum is recognition of service and the acceptance of resignation of Graciela Gonzalez from the CharterCommission. There's no motion needed for this, but we just wanted to take some time to recognize Graciela. She's one of the few folks that I think can authentically say that she's served on 4 committees. The HPB, 2 different terms from 2003 to 2004 and 2009 to 2011. She had 2 rotations on the Planning Commission from 2002 to 2007 and 2012 to 2017. She also served on the Park and Trails Board from 2021 to 2023 and concurrently on the Charter Commission from 2021 to present. So needless to say, in her 30 years of living here, Graciela has spent more than 20 of them serving her community in many capacities. And your influence and presence on our community has been felt over those 2 decades, Graciela. And on behalf of the city and the city council, I want to extend our gratitude for your service. You're moving to warmer climate, which is nice, but we're sad to see you. We're sad to see you leave Wayzata. You've been a fixture here, and particularly in this chamber. And certainly, I've had the opportunity, as many of us had the opportunity to work with you on numerous initiatives over the years. And so, you've been a steadfast advisor in those committees, and your service is being recognized tonight. I will also note that you submitted sort of a historical document going back to, I believe this is the Lakeshore Weekly News, which was now defunct, talking about your appointment in 2001. And maybe this is kind of interesting. We had 2 candidates that stepped down to allow your service. Both Kent Howe and Judy Starkey withdrew their name from consideration to the Planning Commission to open up the spot, which I think is great. The only reason why I mentioned those names is they too have served numerous times over the last 20 years. So thank you for that little note. And I would invite you to offer some comments in recognition of your service, Graciela. And I'll give council a chance to weigh in also when she's done with her comments. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve Wayzata over those many years. And I would just like to encourage anybody who's present and listening to step up and apply for a board or commission or anything, because it's a wonderful opportunity to make a difference in your nest. I mean, we live here, and we should care about what happens. So just to encourage everybody to step up and, apply and serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
It was
Graciela, and
wonderful.
thank you again for your service. I would open it up to my colleagues who would offer any additional commentary if they would like. Anyone like to offer?
I'd just say, I appreciate, I got to watch you on the Planning Commission and when you served there. And I always thought that you had very thoughtful and careful deliberation and communicated your thoughts very articulately. And I really appreciate the amount of dedication and service you put into that, as well as all the other commissions that Mayor Mullen just read. And you'll be missed, and you are a shining example of being a great citizen. And Wayzata is fortunate to have a number of people like that. Many of them are in this room right now. And I just want to thank you for being a pillar at the city here for so many years.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Ms. McDonald.
Thank you. Just reiterating what Councilmember Cook just said, but also thank you and to wish you very well in warmer climates. And your new community will be so fortunate to have you be a part of it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Plekish.
The thing that comes to mind is when we grow up, when we go through school, we take courses in government and in civics. And one of the models that people should aspire to is to be involved in civics with citizenship. Not too many people do it, but here's a model citizen of the way that people ought to be. So thanks for all your service.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Graciela. We appreciate you very much. Next on our agenda in our public forum is the presentation of the 2025 City of Wayzata Sustainability Champion Award to Folkstone, which I think is the reason many of you are here. But I believe that we will have someone from our Energy Committee that will introduce this. I'll turn it over to City Manager Yeager.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. Laura Lindelhoff is here on behalf of the E&E Committee to present this award. So go on up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, hi, my name is Lauren Lindelof. I am the chair of the Energy and Environment Committee. Each year, a committee selects a sustainability award recipient, and this year we recognize Folkstone, a 221 apartment community committed to environmental stewardship. Built with a geothermal system for heating and cooling, Folkstone expanded its efforts through a resident-led eco-team. Working with the administration, they began with a recycling campaign, educating residents on what could be recycled. They took this further by launching a recycling initiative, collecting hard-to-recycle items such as styrofoam, scrap metal, ink cartridges, batteries, electronics, and more, delivering these items to specific sites. But they were not done. In conjunction with the administration, they received a grant for an organics recycling pilot program, which evolved into a full commercial organics program for all residents. Through education, advocacy, energy audits, and community events, their impact has been significant. So, on behalf of the Energy and Environment Committee, I am honored to present Folkstone the well-deserved Sustainability Award of 2025. And I'm going to ask that Jody Devick-Neal, Folkstone's campus administrator, come and accept the award. And also, I'd love to have, if you would want to come up at this time, Dick and Sue Asinger from the ECO team. So first, I'm going to turn it over here to Jody.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you, Lauren, Mr. Mayor, and City Council members. On behalf of Folkstone and our ECO Committee, I want to express just our sincere gratitude to you for this wonderful honor. We especially are proud to accept this award on behalf of residents who inspire everything that we do. This building isn't a structure, it's our home. It's a home. Our mission at Presbyterian Homes is to honor God by enriching the lives and touching the hearts of older adults. With that said, the Folkstone community was designed and built to create a home that is comfortable, that's healthy, and sustainable for people who live here and for generations to come. The geothermal heating and cooling system helps provide steady, reliable comfort while reducing energy use and caring for the environment our residents value. We are grateful to our residents for embracing these efforts and for reminding us every day that sustainability is about taking care of people now and into future generations. Thank you to the City of Wayzata for recognizing the work of our residents and supporting greener choices in senior living. Thank you.
I think you wanted to pause for a picture, correct? Is that what you were hoping for?
Do you want to pause for a picture now? Okay, let's let our next two speakers go, and then we'll take a picture at the end.
Perfect.
Introduce everybody. I'm Dick Asinger. I'm one of the co-chairs for the ECO team. And what I'm pleased to say that everybody on the ECO team is here today for you and I'd like to introduce them to you. So David Tweed, could you just hold up your hand? Phyllis Moreland, Ed Moreland, Jim Ungabi, Tom Von Fisher, and my wife Sue is also a co-leader.
Do we have Evelyn?
Evelyn is here. Oh, there she's in the front seat. I'm sorry. Evelyn Heaton is also here. So I think that's all. Great. We had an idea of what we were going to say, but Jody and Lauren have really said it. They gave you the history of the ECO team here. But what I'd like to say is that the ECO team built a structure for these programs that we mentioned, and it was kind of like building the baseball field and the Field of Dreams, because we built it and they came. In this case, who came was the residents, and they came in abundance. They've developed a culture of being sensitive to protecting and sustaining the environment, and it's really their support and them that deserves really this award. You know, you have to think, what in the world would have spurred a large senior committee, a community of 80, average age of 85, to collect more than 12,000 alkaline batteries so that they could be more properly recycled for their components. And over less than 3 years, actually. I don't know what the real answer is, but I think the common answer is, or the most common, is that seniors have a desire to leave a better world for their children. There are other things, of course, because a sense of a purpose in their retirement, and for many, an appreciation of nature and conservation. Whatever it is, we hope that we can keep it up. And that's what I think we've seen at Folkstone in developing the ECO team. Now, my wife has some things we'd like to do.
Okay. So I think, Dick, one thing that didn't get mentioned by Lauren and Jody is one of our ECO team members, along with administration, applied for and received a Hennepin County Energy Grant for organic recycling. and that was about a year and a half ago. It has been an amazing success. After the pilot study, a program was established campus-wide to capture organic recycling, and we're on pace, and you won't believe this, the numbers. We're on pace to save annually 7 tons of food waste from the landfill, avoiding methane, and away from the incinerator, avoiding toxic fumes. That is a conservative estimate of how much organics we are capturing. But we're not done. We'd also like to do more. We'd like to work with PHS Corporate and other multifamily dwellings in the city of Wayzata to encourage and support some of these initiatives. We'd also like to find a vendor for some of these hard-to-recycle items that we are, as volunteers, we're transporting off campus. We'd like to find an alternative to that program, and Ridwell, some of you know about Ridwell. They are a company that currently doesn't service communities like Folkstone, but we're hoping that they will. We also want to collaborate with PHS Corporate to align more of their business operations with sustainable recycling practices. For example, we really want to reduce or eliminate use of disposable items in our dining areas. And we'd also like to address the challenge of educating new residents. We have a lot of visitors, a lot of caretakers and staff, and that is really challenging to keep up with those folks and train them. So we'd be happy to address any questions that you have.
Any questions of our speakers? I'll just reiterate, thank you to all committee members. Thank you to representatives from Presbyterian Homes, from our Energy Committee, and also from our designated committee chairs for all of your great work and well-deserved recognition this evening. So,
Take a brief pause for a picture.
yeah, so like maybe all of the committee can stand up with the award and someone can grab a picture.
Yeah.
So we'll get out of the way and let you guys do that. Well, how about, I mean, you just stand right here.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Get a picture. Oh, you gotta get in there with the award, right? Oh, yeah.
No one, no one's gonna challenge that.
How you doing, Dan?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
We'll just give him a second to.
You can stay.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, these are scintillating meetings, you know?
We lost everybody?
Did you see who the author is, the byline on that?
Oh my goodness. No kidding.
It's my mother-in-law.
Yeah, I just didn't know that. I forgot that she was a staff writer there. 2001.
Patty McDonald, and who is she?
Oh, is it? Oh, really?
Very cool.
That's cool. Give that back.
Is that Graciela's?
Yeah, she submitted it to
Did
for
we-
posterity. She didn't want it back. She just wanted
okay.
she wanted me to reference it.
She's moving, she's decluttering.
All right, we'll mush on here. So I think, are there anybody on Teams for the public forum or any?
Mr. Mayor, there or not?
Okay, so now we are going to move on to new agenda items, and we have, no, actually, we're gonna, new agenda items. Does anyone have any new agenda items to add from council? Future meetings? Hearing none. Next is the consent agenda. I will read off what we're affirming on the consent agenda. Approval of city council workshop and regular meeting minutes of March 10th, 2026. Approval of the check register. Approval of municipal licenses. Receipt of the police activity report. Receipt of the building activity report. Approval of an agreement for use of City of Plymouth yard waste site. Adoption of Resolution 16, 2026, accepting a donation from the Wayzata Lions Club. Approval of professional services agreement with MRA for temporary human resources support. Approval of proposal from Badger State Inspection for water tower repairs. And authorization of mayor and city manager to execute agreement with the Greater Lakes Minnetonka Area Legislative Coalition. So I would need a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, or if any items need to be pulled for discussion.
Make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. May I have a second? Did you?
Well,
Okay.
I'm not sure it's the time, but I'd like to make a comment on item F, not pull it, but just a comment at some time.
Yeah, that would be fine. So we'll just table the motion for a second, and then we'll allow you to make your comment, and then we'll bring it back.
Perfect.
Yeah, so item F pertains to the use of the Plymouth yard waste site. I think it's a great thing that our residents can use that. My only question is, how well is it known? I wasn't aware of it, and I haven't come across it in conversation. So I just make the comment so maybe staff can think about how we make that aware to our citizens through the portal or somewhere else. But I think it would be good to make sure people are as aware as possible that they can use that site.
Yeah, Mayor and council member, good point, and we'll make sure that we promote that more.
Okay. Anything else? Thank you. Bring it back. So we had a motion to approve the consent as presented by Ms. McDonald. Could I have a second?
Second that.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. That motion passes 5-0. Public hearing, we have no items on the public hearing tonight, and now we move on to new business. We have one item for discussion on new business tonight, which is to consider approval for affordable housing agreement at Wayzata Woods, which is item 9A. Ms. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor and council member. Community Development Director Sharp is going to give an overview of this request for an affordable housing agreement, which was recently considered by the HRA.
Thank you, City Manager and Mayor. So as stated, this is a affordable housing agreement with Wayzata Woods. The action requested from this evening, I'm going to try to read as much as possible just so that the watching audience is aware. The council's screens are not currently working, so they cannot see the PowerPoint, so it'll be a little bit more detail than I would otherwise present. You can try seeing it from behind you, but that's a little awkward.
Yep, eyes in the back of
So
the head.
action requested this evening is stating that the Housing and Redevelopment Authority and staff recommend approval of a affordable housing agreement with FLT Wayzata Woods LLC, which I will go into who that is and who that entity is in further slides. So the background is FLT is Redtail Acquisitions. That's their legal name as they're going into legal agreements. They're based out of the West Coast. They acquired Wayzata Woods, located at 240 Central Avenue in May of 2025. Wayzata Woods, for context, is a two-building, 107-unit apartment complex built in 1965. They are seeking a 4D tax classification status. What the 4D tax classification status does is it lowers the tax burden on properties to essentially maintain or incentivize affordability of their units. This is administered by the state Minnesota Housing Finance Agency, and local units of government often partner with developers to certify what their affordability limits will be. There are other options that property owners can select, counties and other entities. However, a common partner is the cities. The state requires that entities such as governmental units be a sponsor in order for this to move forward. One of the slides that I included was the location map for where Wayzata Woods was located. So I'll just generally describe that it is south of Highway 12, east side of Central Avenue, north of Wayzata Boulevard. 440 tax classification properties must enter into an agreement and with restrictive covenants that are recorded against the property. These must certify that 60% of the units at minimum meet the following criteria. The income of residents, of households, I should say, does not exceed 60% of the area median income, and rents shall not exceed 30% of their household income. For Hennepin County, this is divvied out by how many residents are included in per household. This is also included in your packet, but I'll read through it for posterity. That's $55,620 for a single person, $63,600 for 2 people, $71,520 for 3 people, and $79,440 for a 4-person household. What this means is that they will need to keep the total income levels below that, and then their rents, they will be certifying, are no more than 30% of those incomes for at least 60% of those units. The document actually being acted on council this evening is a declaration of restrictive covenants that is recorded against the property, and as part of that agreement, they must FLT or Redtail must send their reporting requirements yearly to the city, similar to what they have provided in the draft agreement. It is included in your packet, showing the rents of all of the different units and their income levels, and then identifying which of the 65 identified, which happens to be 60% of the units for the total building, meet those affordability requirements. Traditionally, when we brought this item forward, the HRA has reviewed these. In past cases, the city actually participated financially by waiving a portion of the building permit fees. In this instance, Redtail has not requested that the city participate financially, and so the HRA didn't have a formal action that was needed. However, for a best practice, we did bring it forward to the HRA on February 23rd, 2026, to receive their recommendation. One of the recommendations that they proposed was that this have a minimum of a 5-year applicability to ensure that affordability was maintained over time. And with that condition, they unanimously recommended approval to the City Council. The declaration and application to the state of Minnesota must be recorded and filed no later than April 1st, 2026. So this is a timely application that we wouldn't have another fallback date at this meeting to be able to meet their deadlines for 2026 tax cycle. However, there is no direct financial impact to the city, and this is a standard practice that we've worked on other properties within the city as well. With that, the proposed motion is approval of the Affordable Housing Agreement with FLT Wayzata Woods, LLC. The applicant has notified me that they were unable to attend due to conflicts of flights. Originally, they were looking at attending the prior council meeting in March, but due to pulling together final provisions of the agreement, we needed to push it back to this date. They were able to attend the HRA meeting and answer all questions there. I will try to answer any questions that I'm able to on the applicant's behalf.
Thank you, Mr. Sharp. Questions of staff at this time? Hearing none, so I'll bring it back to council for any discussion. Anyone have any comments, or are we ready to move forward?
I would just say I think this is an important property in the city of Wayzata, and to maintain affordability in as many units as possible is really important. And so I'm in full support of this.
Thank you. Any other comments? I guess I would just say that it lines up with our affordable housing policy, and it lines up with policies at the HRA level, even though there's no TIF money being used, just this tax break by maintaining this level of affordable housing stock is important to us, and will maintain what is existing today, right? So that's important. So with that, I would accept a motion to approve the housing agreement at Wayzata Woods. Would anyone like to make that motion?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0. Next on our agenda is the city manager's report. Ms. Yeager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I've got just a few updates for you tonight. The first is I would like to recognize one of our employees, Lori Krismer. She's the administrative assistant up here at City Hall, and she will be retiring on April 1st after 9 years of service to the city. So if you've called City Hall or you've stopped in at the front desk, you have probably interacted with Lori. And so I just want to highlight her years of service to the city, her patience, her care that she gives with all of our residents. She provides amazing customer service, and she will definitely be missed. So I wanted to recognize her for her service to the city. After that, I want to also mention for any small businesses that might be paying attention, Hennepin County is running a grant program for small businesses. The deadline is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Their grant program is between $3,000 and $10,000 to help businesses recover from Operation Metro Surge. So if you were impacted and you're interested in applying, the deadline's tomorrow at 4 p.m. The last thing I want to mention is that we will have our local Board of Appeal and Equalization hearing Tuesday, April 7th at 5:30 p.m. So if you got your property valuation notice and you are concerned about the number there, you don't agree with it, and you want to talk to somebody about it, I'd recommend as soon as possible you get in contact with our assessor, because most of the time they're able to work with you on the front end, but if not, we want to make sure that you know about that meeting date and attend if you need to. So again, that's April 7th at 5:30 p.m. here in the council chamber.
And it's important for them, regardless if they can attend, to contact the county so that they preserve their rights to
Yes.
appeal, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So if you have any concerns about it, reach out to the county right away. There's information on how to contact them on our website.
Yeah, I saw that. I had a call today actually and referred someone to that portion of the website. Is that updated with the change of the individual that actually was responsible for Wayzata?
It is on the assessing page on the how to
Perfect.
appeal it.
Perfect. Excellent. Then I did not steer them wrong. Thank you.
And that's all I have for you.
Okay, great. Any questions of the city manager at this time?
City Manager, would you highlight, there's a meeting here on Thursday morning, I believe, for Highway 12?
Oh, yes, great point, Molly. Let me get the dates of that meeting. So MnDOT has been hosting a couple of different meetings in preparation of their Highway 12 construction project. So they have one specific for businesses, and that, let me get the exact time of that. It's Thursday morning at 7:30 to 9 in this room. So it's geared towards businesses to come and talk to their representatives to talk about what the impact will be of the Highway 12 construction. So if you're concerned about that or you have questions, that's a great meeting for you to engage directly with MnDOT staff.
Thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions of city manager? Is there anyone else on Teams for public comments at this time?
Mr. Mayor, there's not.
Okay. So I would accept a motion to adjourn, right? So moved, or who will take that?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Thank you.
second that.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, we move forward. Thank you.